Hello everyone, welcome to Anybest YouTube channel. My name is Eno Johnson. Today I want to talk about red palm oil business. Palm oil business. Some people call it red palm oil, but I'm going to talk about palm oil business. Palm oil business is very lucrative, whichever way you want to look at it. It's a business that gives 50 to 100% profit depending on the season and availability. This is something that you use almost daily in every home, and as such, it's in high demand. People buy it every time. There's no how you say you will not sell. So something that people buy every time will definitely put money in your hands. And there are different ways to do it. You can store to sell during peak season. You buy during its season and sell during off season. Yeah, you could make 100%, 50 to 100% as at this time, or you can buy and sell outrightly. Yes. So people, before I continue, if you are yet to subscribe to my YouTube channel, kindly do so. God bless you. Yes. In Akwa Ibom State, people that are into palm oil business are rich, are said to be rich, of which is true. You can see it. Remember those days. If you want to count wealthy people, definitely 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are into oil, into palm business, the palm tree. It could be the kernel. Some of them people sell the kernel, and then they make money from there. Some sell the real palm oil. Some will just buy a field. And then harvest and sell. So some there's in communities they'll just be given to a particular family. Say this year you are the one to harvest this thing, like that. So it's a pride, a business that one takes pride, yes, because it gives people money. But because it gives people money doesn't mean you just have to jump into it. You should have an understanding of it before you go into it. I remember one time, is it 5 years ago or there, about 5 to 6 years? I think 5 or 6 years ago. I can't really remember again. But about that time, that 4 to 5 years or so. Some people, not everybody, so people lost money in the business. Why? Because there was volume buying. So the way they estimated and thought, okay, by this time, by December, normally from October, the price has skyrocketed. So they were thinking, okay, some people were even waiting for it to double. It never doubled. But once January has come, the people have started harvesting already. So definitely price can never go up. Instead of going up, it will crash. So people lose. Many people lose money in it. So that is why you must have to know how to do this business before you go into it. So just stay and listen to the end, because you are going to know all about the business. When to buy. Yes. You need to know when to buy, where to buy, how to store, and then the pricing. What are the requirements for starting a palm oil business? 1, get a shop or storage house where you can store the palm oil, pending when you sell them, or where customers can come to meet you to buy. Purchase gallons you use in storing them. Normally, people buy up to 200, 100, 50, of 25 liters. That's fine. But there are some that buys drums. Yeah, I advise, for me, rubber a rubber drum is fine. Although some people put it in all this or like tin, this metal drum. Fine, but sometimes because of the oil, it will not rust anyway. Yes, okay. So get the training info like this, information like this, so that you know what to do. And like people that bought in January last year, that's bought last year in the season, they actually benefited because I remember, I think I bought mine 22,000. Some people bought 20,000. It was between 21 to 23,000. That was what it was, 21 to 23,000. And the something some people sold 32,000 or thereabout. But as it is now, the price has come down. It's 28,000 now, and it may still drop because this we are in the season now. So before I get into that, so I will get into that to tell you when to buy. Where to buy, we have places like Akwa Ibom State, Cross River, Ondo, Edo, Delta, Imo, Anambra, Abia, Enugu, Ebonyi, Rivers, Ogun, Ekiti, Bayelsa, etc. This also double as way to buy oil palm in bulk in Nigeria. And then sometimes I tell people that Akwa Ibom State, Cross River State, Akwa Ibom State stands at number one when it comes to oil palm and palm oil. Yes, they have the best. I'm not exaggerating. You can find out. I'm not saying others don't, but I say what I know. Others can also attest for themselves. Yes. You see, in Akwa Ibom State, you don't joke with oil. Why? If you check in our soup, oil has to float on it. You can buy whatever and give to people. You think the person will value it, but if you give oil palm to somebody, the way they will value it, you will wonder. It's a very valuable item, agri products. So that's why I tell you that they produce the best. There are palm oil markets. For instance, in Akwa Ibom State, you have if you go to in a local government, you will buy in large quantity. If you go to Abak, you go to Ukanafon. Yeah, those are places you can buy. You have Itam market. You have Itam market. You go to Itam. Yeah, there are you see palm oil palm markets there. Now you need to know, since it's your own business, you need to know how to identify a good palm oil. We have grade 1. This is the best. It can be stored within 8 months and above. The oil does not slip, nor is it harsh. From the top to the bottom, it remains the same. A little shake of the content will make the oil to flow freely. The taste is good, has a beautiful fragrance, and does not foam at the top. The color is most times dark red. Yes. Now the second one, grade 2. The palm oil can be stored between 3 to 4 months. The oil is opposite of grade 1. It is choking, slips from the top to bottom. Then we have the grade 3. This palm oil should be sold immediately, at most within a month. It is used in soap making anyway. So you don't buy it and then, but you know what people do? They buy and mix it with the original, which is very wrong. It should be people are making oil. You look for them and sell to them. You still sell almost the same amount you sell the other one. You have to make a good use of your nose to distinguish good oil. Just dip your finger into the oil and smell it. The color of palm oil may not mean the oil is bad. For instance, there is a species of palm oil called agric. It is not as reddish as the local one. Agric reduces in quantity for about 5 liters from its content. Most millers mixes agric and local species together to make it come out well. So you don't use the face of an oil to judge it. It's a matter of fact, I've seen so many oil, red palm oil, and you would have so beautiful faces, but when you test it, the test is something else. Sometimes as you're getting close, the smell of it will put you off. No, there's some oil when you put your hand and dip it in, put it in your tongue, you feel like licking it again. Yes, that's a good palm oil. Now let's go to how to get customers, because somebody say, so how will I sell all this thing when I store them? You don't even need to stress yourself, because when it is off period, people are looking for who has. And if you are new in the business, definitely you have to bring your price down. If others are selling 28,000, sell your own 27, you will not lose. It's only 1,000 that will come out, that will be off from each of the container. It's not bad. It's because you are going into the business, you know what your target is, to get customers that you don't need to call them, but they have to call you. So put a little oil in your a small container like the 50 cl bottle. Give them out as sample to palm oil sellers or retailers. You just have to forget about profit at this time, but concentrating on building customer. In as much as you sample a good quality palm oil, definitely people will buy. Yes, that's especially for those that sells already, but for people that store, you have to at least one customer from the onset whom you can supply to. You can always tell people, "Yeah, I have palm oil to sell." They say, okay, send sample. You send to them, and then because it's a good palm oil, they will be the one to refer others to you. Okay, for people that are into retailing of palm oil, people put it in a 1 liter and 4 liters and so on and so forth, like that. It's fine. It's beautiful. In fact, those ones make good profit, because sometimes you see somebody selling 1 liter, I will say it's 4,000, and people are still buying because of the packaging. I've always been telling people, packaging is what makes business. I said, whatever we find here in Africa or in Nigeria is found outside the country, in Western countries, in America, in UK. But what distinguishes us with them is packaging. In as much as you have good packaging, it is attractive, definitely it will attract people to buy from you. So the price of oil depends on your location. However, do not overcharge. For instance, if you are selling immediately, placing 1,000, 2,000 on top of the amount you bought, it won't be a bad idea, because you will not want to pursue customers with exorbitant price. Remember, it's a business, and others are waiting to use their own strategies to retain customers. Oh, profitability in oil palm business. I've already mentioned that one. I already told you how. Okay, that was in 2006. Okay, see, quite a long time ago. There's a whatever. I mean, when people lose money in oil palm business, whatever way you do, in whichever way you do your palm oil business, the truth remains that it is profitable. People who store oil make huge amounts of money in at one time. It's not something that you keep for a long time. Someone will just say, I need 100 rubbers, I need 50 rubbers. You sell one time. It's not something that you sell like this thing, no, small no. In 2006, palm oil marketers sold their store palm oil. They bought at a loss. They bought it at the rate of 2006 is when they even made more than 100% profit. Yes, I remember. In 2006, they bought that oil. That oil was 6,000 naira for 25 liters, and they sold it at 20,000 naira. Some even sold above. So they made more than 100% profits on it. So the following year, 2007, many people now rush into it, and they bought and couldn't sell. So you just have to be proactive, but definitely because of deforestation, trees are being cut down. So oil palm. Not many people, farmers are even going into oil palm farm. People are going to cashew. People are going to many short-term crops. But and so that's why you see there was a time sef, that's why the price will go up. There was a time that we started importing oil palm from Malaysia. Maybe it's still happening, I wouldn't know. And see, probably when you are told Malaysia started bringing in this thing, we all start. Before now, Malaysia were coming into Nigeria to buy, but now they have so grown all palm trees that they import to other countries. They were even importing it and supplying to people or importing it to Nigeria. So that's why I don't see the price of oil crashing, palm oil crashing at any time. Now, as what are the challenges that faces oil palm people that are going to oil palm business? Identifying good oil is one. The other one, unforeseen circumstances. It might be difficult to supply your clients at a great time. This could be due to truck breakdown on the way and things like that. Fluctuation in prices. Palm oil prices are always fluctuating. Sometimes after agreeing on a certain price with a client, that price will shoot up. It will take wisdom and good explanation to get an understanding. Yes. And the next thing is glut. This affects people who store palm oil mostly. In 2017, so many people stored oil thinking it would be like 2016 when people were making more than 300% profit. The product became too much it was the availability was too much, so people started, the price crashed. Another thing is importation. Palm oil is being smuggled into Nigeria, just like I said, from Malaysia. Another challenge of this business is selling on credit. After a while you see people want to buy on credit, and because you've made a good relationship with them, you just say, okay, let me give. But business is business. If it will not favor you, look, there are people standing there to buy. Yes, this takes me to when, for people that are doing palm oil storage business, start buying immediately. Palm fruits are prevalent and the price considerably drops. For instance, now I've just told you that it's 28,000. Now if it drops to 27, 25, yes, please start buying. That should be between this from January. Yes, the people have started harvesting, there's increase in harvest of palm fruits. So this will take us to February, then March. Buy in March or between March, April. In fact, buy in March, ending of February, March. Buy those 2 months, because by April, the price won't go down again. It will not go down. It will maintain till probably May. But don't wait until May. When rain starts, during rainy season, that's when it doesn't fruit that much. So that's why you need to buy when it is dry season. You can buy in batches. For instance, you buy in February, you buy in March, then you buy in April, depending on if the price is dropping. You buy little by little until the price eventually drops, and then you buy in large quantity and keep. You will have nothing to lose even if the price doesn't come down lower than you thought, in as much as you know that you bought it at that time. It was it was sold at a reduced price. You know that you still sell and make profit. I won't be surprised that in this year the price may be between 35, that's 25 liters. It may be between 35,000 to 37,000. I'm not just saying, it's not prophecy, no, I'm just looking at it based on the amount we are buying now. Yes. When to sell your stored red palm oil. The right time to store is what I have just told you. I mean, now when to sell. The time to sell your red palm oil is during the ember month. So the right time to sell your palm oil is when the rains are coming down heavily and continuously. At this time, palm trees bring out less fruits, or you start selling from September down to December. It can also be when you see a sharp increase in the price of palm oil in the market, you start selling your own. Note: always check and turn your stored oil monthly. Bring them out and sun them or use stick to stir. Place the gallons on a wood or on something. It is not advisable to place them on plain ground. There's so much to there's you don't need to you put them on plain in ground. Just put it on plank. Yes. So that just is it's current. Yeah, always know the current price of oil palm so that you know when to sell your palm oil. I hope this makes sense. Yes, somebody will say, how much will I use to start oil palm business? I normally say even with one rubber you can start. Maybe you start by retailing. If you can also start wholesale with 10 rubbers, yes. For instance, let's just say, okay, you are sending to somebody in Lagos if you are in Akwa Ibom, and the oil is 25, and you are sending it at 27. So if, for instance, the person is paying the cost, takes bears the cost of transportation, you make 2,000 from it. It's not bad. 2 times 10, that's 20. If you do it like 4 times in a month, how much is that? Or let's just say 10 times in a month. So it is palm oil business, very, very lucrative, whichever way you look at it. So you can start yours today. At least I've given you tips on how to start. You can, if you have 100,000, start with it. If you have 200, start. If you have a million, why not? You can load a truck, yes, depending on your target market. So I will advise, just start if you have interest in this business. Thank you so much for staying glued to Any Best channel. Bye for now.